All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We've got a lot of great information for you. There's a ton of people registered for this, so I know you're eager to hear the information. So bear with me for just a minute while I go through some housekeeping. First off, is that this webinar is being recorded, so please keep that in mind. If you have a question, please put it in the chat or in the Q&A section. We will do our best to answer all of them as we go, but if there's some really good ones, we might save them for the end. And most importantly, have fun, right? You're here to learn, you're here to get this information. So do not be afraid to ask your questions. Take all of this in. This recording will be posted on YouTube and dtuck.com afterwards, and we'll try and get the slides out to you as well. We also want to hear from you, right? Your information shapes what we do with this community. So please fill out the survey at the end. 2 lucky survey participants will get a $25 Amazon gift card for your information. So please do that. We would really appreciate it, and we can start mapping for 2025, all of the content coming up. But we do have one more webinar left in 2024, and that is the Dell Technologies and DTUG 2024 Year in Review. That will be on December 10th at 11 o'clock a.m. Central. So please tune into that. We'll wrap up everything, all the exciting announcements that came from Dell Technologies this year. We'll review all of the information that DTUC has done, talk about Dell Tech World, our local meetups, all of that great stuff with our advisory council and Dhiren Patel. And last but not least, I know you're done hearing from me, so I'm going to hand it over to Frank. Frank, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Share the slideshow here. Well, I want to thank everybody for taking the time today to join myself, Rick Ligari, and Ali Banda while we walk you through a couple of short topics here within our client accessory portfolio. It's our opportunity to get a chance to get in front of a user community like this that helps us define what we do within our portfolio. Hopefully, we can tell you a little bit about that story today. But really want to express our appreciation for everyone in this community. For those of you who have been Dell customers for a little while, you may be familiar with what we do in our accessory space, but I kind of want to recap what we've been doing over the last 4 years in general terms. What we do, what we bring to market, how we bring our products to market is through conversations exactly like this, through feedback from customers directly. We have access to the same market data as everybody else who touches these kinds of products. But the one thing that we have that no one has is the Dell customer. The Dell customer is the filter by which we understand what exactly is happening, what is the pulse of how work and how we work is changing, rapidly, right, today. So every product that we build is built specifically with the Dell customer in mind. This is how we allow our customers to access that black box that gets shipped in the mail and has a PC and a power adapter, and we need to make sure that you can connect to it and work with it in every way possible, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to, over the next 45 minutes to an hour, walk you through some of the new products that we have in our portfolio, but really show you how the design process works in developing these products and why we do what we do in this space. And I'm going to start us off today with some products and what we call collaboration accessories. And in this space, we're talking about webcams and headsets. I'm going to talk to you about our audio portfolio. So audio is something that has, again, rapidly changed as we change the way we work and our needs for work. Where Dell has traditionally played in this space in the past is working with other manufacturers to design a couple of headsets for us. And really what we've offered then, in addition to PC speakers, is our soundbar portfolio, which attaches to our Dell monitors business. The pandemic changed this, and it changed the needs of our customers. And our customers were telling us, we need to know what Dell's answer is going to be in this space. What is Dell going to do to help us understand how, what is our approach to audio in an evolving workspace? We used that monitor business that I was referring to as kind of our springboard into this. And we developed a couple of products at the time that this was our first approach at understanding how we wanted to do noise canceling. And at the time, a lot of our users, most of our users, including ourselves at Dell, were all working from home. So we really focused on soundbars and speakerphones, and we focused on the human voice. That was going to be the Dell differentiating factor. And we developed a couple of products, a speakerphone and a soundbar, which operated within the human voice frequency range, and everything outside that range would cancel out. So if your dog was barking in the other room, you wouldn't hear it, or your clicky keyboard, you wouldn't hear that either. What we did then is we wanted to take that to the next level. We wanted to say, how do we take that smart technology and actually put some intent behind it? And so we developed a AI algorithm uh, in our labs in Singapore, which understood and learned what the human voice is. We've trained it on over 500 million sounds and counting, so that this deep neural network algorithm has learned what a human voice is and what it isn't. We've solved for every kind of pitch, high pitch, low pitch, falsetto voice, loud voices, et cetera, et cetera. And it cancels out basically everything that isn't human, preserving only your voice. And then we use our microphone technology then to make sure that we're only picking up that voice input. This was for our headset portfolio that we've launched over the past year. You look at you go up the product stack. We also layer in different types of active noise canceling for the ambient noise around you. But I think another key differentiator then is that we can make this product smarter over time. Now, I want to really clarify on that point real quick. This is not an AI that's listening to you talk and learning on the fly. That would be a security problem. We wouldn't allow that even here at Dell, right? What we do is we continue to train the product on our end, continue to train that software in our lab. And then over time, we can roll out firmware updates and we can utilize our software, our Dell Peripheral Manager software, so that the product itself can perform better over time. If we can extend the life of our products, even just a couple of months, 8 months, 12 months, that's just a value to you. And I want to illustrate this with an example. We recently launched of how we use the software. We recently launched our Dell Alienware Pro headset. Now, I'm not here to talk about Alienware right now necessarily, but Alienware gamers have a similar need as commercial customers, meaning, microphone technology is a top level technology spec. It's one of their most important things to make sure that their voice clarity comes through. What we found, though, in using this technology with our Alienware customers is that Alienware customers and gamers can tend to be louder, much more explosive with their energy than you might find in an office environment. So we had to retrain the algorithm to incorporate that for a new use case. And what we're going to do then over time is take that learning and apply it to the commercial headset. So if you're sitting next to somebody who maybe gets a little excited on their calls, we want to be able to, we can capture that as well. That's how we show that approaching different customer segments, we can make our technology smarter across the whole for everybody. Now, I want to show you the portfolio that we're talking about here. We've launched all 5 of these products now over the past year. All of them have that AI-based noise canceling technology in it, but also we've anchored around a lot of other features as well. We want to make sure that we're Teams and Zoom certified. We're all on a Zoom call right now. Teams and Zoom are the number 1 and number 2 platforms that our customers are telling us are important to them. We're constantly looking to find out what else is out there, but Teams and Zoom is the most important. All of our products have a USB-A adapter in them. So whether you're a wired product like I'm using right now or wireless like Ali, in the box is a USB-A adapter to go for that connection, so that we don't have to give you multiple SKUs for it. Everything's very comfortable with a very specific design language that translates across as you move from the 3 series to the 5 series to the 7 series headset. For wireless, we use Bluetooth 5.3, which is going to be sort of the pinnacle and peak of Bluetooth. And I want to pause on that for a moment. Bluetooth 5.3 is great because it gives us better controls, better performance in a dense office environment where we're all back in office now, where a lot of us are. While maintaining, some of the higher levels of security that customers are asking for. And Bluetooth 5.3 really offers that over some of the prior protocols. It's getting a lot better than over time as well. For these products, we extended our 3-year advanced exchange warranty. So, we're very proud of that warranty across our peripheral lineup, across all of our accessories. 3-year advanced exchange warranty, and it's incredibly important for our customers to have that peace of mind. And then I want to dive in specifically on one product in particular. This is our flagship product launched back in April. And this is the one that really, I think, cements us as being very serious about this. As we explore alternate form factors, as we look to the future of what we're going to do in the headset and the audio space, I want us to look at the WL7024 product. This is an example of how things are going to be, for products that we roll out over the next several years. We take that noise canceling technology that I talked about that's for your voice, And we actually added both uplink and downlink, meaning if you're talking to somebody who has an inferior headset, it will clean up their channel as it comes into your ears so that only the human voice comes through there. We have an adaptive ANC, which allows this product to preserve its battery life performance, up to 80 hours of listening time. Very, very strong performance on a single full charge, 80 hours. And we do that by allowing, the ANC will adjust higher or lower based on how loud the environment you're in is. So if you're out, catching a train, it's going to be turned way up. And if you're in a quieter office environment, it's going to come turned down. The product has an over-ear design, very, very comfortable, and some touch controls for your media consumption all on the side. This is a product that we really feel is at home, not just for your executives and C-suite folks, but any of your road warriors who are out there traveling out on planes and they need to be productive on the road. This is a fantastic product that you can carry in your bag, and be comfortable all day long. And with that, let me check to see if there's any questions in the chat. Let's see. I see a question about bone conduction headset. You're the second person today to ask me about that, about bone conduction headsets. I think that's very interesting. We look at every possibility, and this is exactly the kind of commentary that helps. I can take this feedback directly from you as a customer to our PG, and we can look at that. We have looked at bone conduction in the past. We do feel from an audio fidelity standpoint that we have some challenges there still as the technology advances, but we see more and more products with it, and it's definitely something that we would want to continue to consider. I see a question about WebEx. We're looking at that as well as far as the future of our product portfolio. WebEx is identified as a top platform for us to look. It does work with WebEx, but it is not currently certified with WebEx. Main difference between the WL5024 and the 7024, if I can go back just to this slide, if you look at some of the design features, the 5024 is going to be the second product to the right from the middle. That product has a boom mic that extends and hides in a discrete kind of form factor. I believe it's the product that Rick is using. If you look at his head in the chat, the WL5024 is an over-ear design. I'm sorry, an on-ear design, and the 7024 is an over-ear design. Plus, the 7024 then has all those extra features like the adaptive ANC and that uplink downlink noise cancellation. The differences between Alienware gaming headsets and the Dell Collab headsets. Look, the Alienware gaming headset was designed by gaming pros at Team Liquid. Our pro line of Alienware products is designed by pro professional esports players, some of the best in the business, and it's designed specifically for that use case. So like this product right here was designed for office use. You're going to get the team support. You're going to get the Zoom support. You're going to get all of those security features that are required for a commercial customer, where Alienware is going to be designed for that, superior gaming experience. That's the main difference there. And with that, I think I'll continue to monitor the chat and try to answer in the chat any questions. But thank you for the time, and I'm going to hand things off to Rick Ligari.
All right, thanks, Frank. There was a question in the Q&A thing I just answered. You can go follow up if you want. Hi, I'm Rick Ligari. I am the keyboard and mouse PLM. I want to just follow on with Frank. Basically, I'll talk a little bit more about this innovation that we've been doing at Dell, how it applies to keyboards and mice, and introduce some new products that we're really proud of, and give you a little taste of what that is. Frank mentioned we started investing heavily in our accessory portfolio. Basically, we call it the around the box experience, right? We've got a big, long track record with Dell monitors being #1 in the world for over a decade, over a couple decades in the US. If you think back to about 6 years ago, we introduced our wireless dock line, the WD-19. That was the world's most powerful dock, the world's first modular dock. It is a huge hit out in the market. Then we turned our attention to keyboards and mice. The thing with keyboards and mice are, frankly, the market had gone wireless and Dell was still pretty much indexed to wired. So we did a bunch of focus groups, talked to different customers here through our advisory council, and tried to find out what were the key things that people wanted, right? We are a large company, but we can't make 100 different models of keyboards, right? We got to narrow it down to the tenets that matter most, especially in the commercial space. So what we did is we landed on 3 pillars: reliability, convenience, and productivity. The idea is that people told us that they want to be able to set and forget something like a keyboard and mouse, right? It should just work. Battery life, when it came to wireless, 80% of the ITDMs we talked to said that that was a major consideration. They like the idea of a good warranty, right? A keyboard should at least last as long as their refresh cycle of their system. So what we did is, in these new wireless devices, we selected new components that were on the market. We re-engineered the electrical to get 36-month battery life off of these. That is pretty much a industry leading standard. Really hard to get beyond that. We also introduced, traditionally, our accessories were all like a 1-year limited warranty, unless you purchased it with the system. We started with the keyboards and mice, and now a lot of these accessories, like Frank just talked, we have a 3-year advanced exchange warranty, even if purchased APOS. Advanced exchange means, like, if you do have a service problem and support says, yeah, you've got a defect, the next business day they'll ship a new one out to you, right? Convenience. We were looking at things like the proliferation of USB-C ports and a decline of USB-A ports. We foresaw an issue with slim notebooks. So what we did is, in a good chunk of our portfolio, we introduced dual mode connectivity or multi-device. That way you can use the included USB receiver or Bluetooth. As an IT buyer, then you can be agnostic about where you deploy your systems. Multi-OS compatibility, right? Again, a lot of people, they may have a whole bunch of Dell in their and Windows systems in their environment, but they may have some Mac or Linux, right? So again, a set and forget decision that you can do here. Also, again, multi-device is the idea that you get not just Bluetooth or USB RF, but you could even have an extra Bluetooth channel. You can pair the same device to 3 different systems and seamlessly toggle between them with a touch of a button. Then on the third pillar of productivity, what we wanted to look for is how do we allow a user to get the most out of their device? And to be honest with you, the big thing is software. And so it was with this new generation of keyboards and mice that launched 5 years ago that we introduced Dell Peripheral Manager software. This is how you get that extra juice, right? If you want to program a button, if you want to adjust the DPI on your mouse, if you want to, and then it can also update your firmware, right? So part of the idea is how do we make products that we can extend the life cycle over time, right? If a keyboard's rated at 1 million keys, keystrokes, and you haven't gotten anywhere near that, how do we enable that product to keep getting better and actually save our customers money over time? So the software is a key to that. Interestingly enough, that software has become a huge pillar of its own of our entire accessory line. So keyboards and mice were the first devices in it, then active pens, then speakerphones, webcams, and now the new headsets. These are where you can get those little customizable features so that an end user can work the way they want to work, right? So if we can go to the next slide, Frank, please. Thank you. So going into the new products that we launched in August for keyboards and mice, it's a great example of this investment we've been making. You know, I know this audience is pretty frequent. A year ago we talked about the KM900, KB900. That was the world's first Zoom certified collaboration keyboard, right? Again, that was a thing that software enabled us to do. So we didn't stop there, right? When we went into a couple of rounds of focus groups and customer discussions we had, we learned a couple of things from these users, right? One was a strong preference for a silent keyboard. We always get the mechanical guys, right? Like maybe 10%, like, oh, I want to hear clicks and clanks. But the vast majority said they preferred a silent keyboard. So we took that note, right? That's something we need to get on the roadmap was the idea. Another bit of feedback is if you're familiar with our KB740 keyboard or KM7120W combo, it's a compact keyboard that retains a numpad. Customers told us they love it. They think it's a great space-saving design, great for hybrid work, fits in any carrying case just about. One feedback that they had that wasn't so positive was the arrow keys on that keyboard are in a rectangular design, just like on a notebook keyboard. They said for arrow key users, the full size inverted T keys are much more preferred. So taking this feedback, we rolled those two huge nuggets into one offering. And so that's our KM555 silent keyboard and mouse. This is a wireless combo. It is a Dell designed layout. This is a layout we designed to meet the needs of the customers. How do we get a space-saving design, have a numpad, and the full-size inverted T arrow keys? The other thing too is this was coming around at the time that a Copilot key was going to be introduced. So we were able to incorporate a Copilot key in this. It's our first keyboard with a Copilot key, external keyboard. So with that as a foundation, we feel really good about being able to touch a broad base of the customer segment based off of what people want. But we've gone further with this, right? So we do have a 5 series wireless keyboard right now called combo called the KM5221W. To be honest with you, it's a huge seller and a workhorse. That is USB only. This one is a 5 series as well, but it has dual mode connectivity. So again, back to that idea of being able to use an RF receiver or Bluetooth, your choice. We didn't stop there though. So we created a technology called Smart Connect. And the idea is for that out-of-box experience. When you go and you put your battery, you open the box, you put the batteries in the keyboard and the mouse. When you turn it on the first time, it's going to look at the system and say, is the dongle plugged in? If the dongle's plugged in, it's going to connect seamlessly and you'll be on channel 1. If it does not detect the dongle, it's going to automatically go into Bluetooth pairing mode. That's just that ease of convenience. And then if you guys are familiar with Dell Pair, which is a Dell proprietary Bluetooth pairing application that comes on the latest generations of Dell notebooks, you'll get that prompt for one-click pairing at level 4 security. Again, it's about a cohesive ecosystem that you can set anywhere. But if you're using a Dell client, we got you a little bit extra love. This also, using Dell Peripheral Manager, it has 18 programmable keys. It's the most of any of our models. And it is, I think the last thing I really want to call out about this, other than the 3-year battery life and advanced exchange warranty, this is our first product where for keyboards and mice, where we've used post-consumer recycled plastic. So Dell has been working hard over the years to build that sustainability message. Everything from ISG to client to monitors, there's been this great story. Now we're starting to see it in the little things. And my friend Allie, when it comes to client peripherals, she'll talk about what has been our shining star in the peripheral space from sustainability, carrying cases. But now we're starting to see it in our keyboards and mice. So over the years, basically we will have a complete portfolio of sustainable materials. If you want to go to the next slide, please, Frank. Okay, so the mouse in that combo is also available as the MS355. This is an ambidextrous mouse. Again, dual mode with Smart Connect. It has adjustable DPI up to 4020 using Dell Peripheral Manager. Comes defaulted at 1200. It is silent as well. So even the mouse wheel is silent when you click that. This too has 3-year battery life, and the mouse itself is created with 54% post-consumer recycled plastic. Next slide, please. All right. So again, we've been really investing heavily in that wireless story and dialing into what customers need. That does not mean that wired keyboards and mice will not get any attention going forward. This past August, we turned our attention to our wired keyboards. Again, taking that ask for silent and also the enthusiasm and interest we got out of the collaboration keys from our 9 series keyboard. Now, recall our 9 series keyboard is pricey. It's backlit, rechargeable with all the bells and whistles. It really is a nice device. A thing is that puts the price up out of reach for a lot of people. So taking that technology and putting it in an affordable wired model, we can do that with our new Dell wired collaboration keyboard, the KB525C. So this is the world's first wired keyboard for Zoom and Teams for work and school. I think a little call out too with Teams, it has to be Teams for work or school, and you have to enable the third-party APIs for Dell Peripheral Manager to be able to talk, right? So that's just an asterisk we'll put out there. But this keyboard has 15 programmable shortcut keys as well. So it's basically all your F keys and then your like print screen, scroll lock, pause break. They're all programmable with Dell Peripheral Manager. Another cool feature of this is it has a dual connector. So you can use this and plug directly into a Type-C port, or as you can see from the image there, there's a built-in Type-A adapter. So you can be agnostic about where you're going to deploy this and who's got what ports available. Again, very affordable, but with a lot of features. It is an elevated experience over our KB216. So if any of you are using our KB216, I'd urge you to try this out. You won't be disappointed. And again, it's still an affordable price point. This too has a 3-year advanced exchange limited warranty, and it's spill resistant with anti-fade keys. and has 65% PCR. And I think with that, I will go and start checking out questions that may have come in. I'll hand it over to Allie, our Carrying Cases superstar, and let her build off that sustainability story a bit too. Thank you all.
Perfect. Thanks, Rick. I was going to call you Frank. So as Rick alluded to, we do have a great sustainability story. We also have several other key things that we keep in mind as we're designing our Dell carrying cases. So we want the hardware devices that you guys are purchasing from us to be well protected wherever you go with our cases. So we have a lot of foam protection that's in there. We really design our bags for our specific laptops and make sure that they are well protected going from point A to point B. We also want these to be comfortable to carry, right? We've got padded shoulder straps. There's turtle shell cushioning on the back of a lot of our bags. Want it to be comfortable for that all-day wear and have functional design for all the different pockets and sections that we have in our backpacks, briefcases, and sleeves. We want all the tech accessories as well as your hardware to fit thoughtfully into the cases that we're designing. And then, like Rick said, sustainability is top of mind. We weave that story in literally and figuratively with all of our cases. Next slide, Frank. So with the sustainability piece, so all of our Dell bags fall into this brand that we call EcoLoop. So what that means is that anything that falls under this EcoLoop brand, we've identified products that are manufactured with select materials and or processes that help reduce our overall environmental impact as we're creating these products. So all of our cases, they come with at least one of these 4 practices that you see below. So starting on the left, you'll see ocean-bound plastics. So with ocean-bound plastics, that's defined as plastic that's found within a 30-mile radius of an ocean or major coastline waterway. So when we started implementing this, we've diverted 350 metric tons of ocean-bound plastic, which equates to 34 million plastic water bottles. So we use this plastic for the exterior fabric of a lot of our bags, and the bags that we're going to cover today are ocean-bound plastic and Ocean Cycle certified specifically. The second process is a responsible dyeing process. So we use a lot less water, greenhouse gas emissions with the way that we dye the fabric that we're using for our bags. And so we use a great deal less of greenhouse gas emissions, water, and fossil fuels than a traditional dyeing process. We also use, similar to like what Rick mentioned, post-consumer recycled plastics or rPET. So same story, we're reducing the amount of greenhouse emissions, less water, and less fossil fuels than traditional virgin polyester. And ever since we've implemented that, we've diverted about 182 metric tons of recycled plastic, which equates to 19 million plastic water bottles. Last but not least, the packaging that our bags come in, so hang tags, hang loops, and the plastic bag that covers the bag when we put it in the box to ship it out to you guys, that is made with 100% recycled content. So we're very proud of our sustainability story. It's been a work in progress for years. And it's something that, like I said, is always top of mind with our bags and the story of our brand for Dell carrying cases. Next slide. Okay, so we are going to talk about the Dell Premier bags that you see over on the left-hand side, but I did want to give you a snapshot of our portfolio as a whole. We have about 17 bags total in the Dell carrying cases portfolio that range from backpacks, sleeves, and briefcases. So on the right-hand side, you'll see the EcoLoop Urban Sleeve. Starting from that side of the slide, that's more of our mainstream, and then as you move to the left, it gets I apologize. It starts with entry level and then moves towards mainstream and then Premier at the end. So you can see that the Premier series bags that we're going to cover today, that is our highest end bag. It's kind of the Rolls Royce of our product line is what I like to call it. And we're really proud of all the features that we've done of that. So next slide, Frank. So this is just a clean snapshot of each of the 3 bags that we have in this portfolio. So on the far right, you'll see the Premier 14 to 16 inch backpack. This is our hero product. This has all the bells and whistles. All of these bags that you see, they can accommodate a 14 up to 16 inch laptop. They are all Ocean Cycle certified as well and use those ocean bound plastics that I mentioned a couple slides before. The briefcase in the center, that's almost an exact equivalent of the Premier backpack to the right of it. It's just in briefcase form. And then the backpack on the far left, that is the Premier Slim. So very similar to the Premier backpack. It's just a little bit of a smaller footprint and a bit less storage. So I'm going to deep dive into each of the inside of each of these bags on the upcoming slides, but wanted y'all to have just a front visual of how each of these look. So I'm going to deep dive into this slide. The next two slides that we're going to go over, they have very similar content, but since there's some overlap in functionalities, I will focus really deep on this slide and just call out some differences on the other products in the upcoming two slides. So for the Premier Backpack, again, this is our hero product, accommodates up to a 16-inch laptop. This has three different compartments. So you'll see kind of in the middle there, the 1, 2, 3. Those are the three different compartments that we have. So the first one is a dedicated laptop and tablet compartment. So you'll see that anti-scratch Nylex material in there that makes it really safe and secure for your product to be in there and avoids any scratches on the hardware. You'll also see that 360 XPE foam bumper lining. So make sure that if you drop your backpack, it gets hit. If you're putting it with other luggage on an airplane, that kind of thing, it's going to be well protected in that compartment. The middle pocket there, you'll see that mesh pocket up there. That's intended for a portable battery that can be a cable pass-through into the laptop sleeve there. So you'll see all the way over on the left, you'll see that laptop charging. That's the cable pass-through at the top of the backpack that leads to that pocket that you see on the number 2 picture over there in the middle of the slide. So again, just another compartment. We've got different sleeves in there to pack whatever accessories you might need for on the go. And then the third bullet point on the far right with the image of the backpack, that is dedicated for your tech accessories. So mice, pens, cables, battery chargers, all those kind of things can go in there. And down at the bottom on point 5, this is a fan favorite feature that we have. It's the discrete valuables zipper pocket. So this is hidden on the back, super secure. You can put things in there like cash, wallet, passport, etc. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback on that, just that it's a super secure way to store some of your valuables as you're going from point A to point B. And then moving to the left from there, you'll see the front. You've got 2 dedicated pockets up at the top, great for sunglasses, phone, etc. You've got that anti-scratch material in that top pocket as well. So great for products like your phone and your sunglasses that can be easily scratched. They're going to be protected in there. And then the bottom pocket, again, is another secure pocket that we have where it zips, but it also has a magnetic flap that goes over top of it. So if you have stuff in there you're wanting to not lose, not let anybody get into, great area to put that in right there. Moving again over to the left, so where your laptop is stored, those zippers that you pull on top, you can lock those. Those are lockable zippers. Lock is sold separately. Have to call out that asterisk, but they are able to be locked, so you have some extra security for your devices when you're on the go. And then another fan favorite feature is the stretch pocket on the shoulder strap of this bag, where you can put your Bluetooth earbuds right there. A lot of thoughtful design went into this product to make it super sleek and functional, but also great for folks who are going from home to office, office to travel, etc. And so things like this mesh pocket for the Bluetooth earbuds has been a really popular feature that we put on our bag. There also is a water bottle holder here. Again, we love our magnets at Dell, and so this is a magnetic water bottle holder that will expand and then collapse and snap back magnetically there. So have that on the right-hand side. And then as you can see at the bottom of the slide, so there, that turtle shell material that I alluded to previously, it's super cushioned. You've got the S-shaped padded shoulder straps there. So this is really great for all day wear if you're running around out visiting customers or traveling. This is great for all day wear. It's also water resistant fabric. So if you're getting rained on, it's just going to dribble right off. The only reason this isn't technically waterproof is because the zipper, if it was submerged in water, water could get in through the zipper. But for all intents and purposes, if you were to pour a glass of water on it, it's just going to fall right off from the exterior fabric of the product. And there's also a luggage pass-through on the back of this. So if you're traveling, just put it right through that luggage handle and you are good to go walking through the airport, train, etc. And then one last call out on this before we go to the next slide. So you'll see in the upper left, you'll see the 19 on that stitching. So that is actually in that second compartment. So as I've mentioned, we're very proud of our sustainability stories. So we call out how many plastic water bottles were diverted from the ocean to create the exterior fabric of this product. So we have that stitched in lining to call out, hey, this bag used 19 plastic water bottles that otherwise would have been ocean bound. We have that on all of the bags in this line. Okay, next slide, Frank. Okay, so this is the briefcase. Very similar to all the slides that we just showed. It's got those 3 compartments dedicated for your laptop, tablet, etc. 2 front pockets, the magnetic flap, the travel pass-through, lockable zipper. The biggest difference here is you don't have the water bottle feature on the side, and you obviously don't have the Bluetooth pocket for the shoulder straps because you don't have the 2 shoulder straps on this one. And this product uses 17 plastic water bottles that otherwise would have been ocean bound. So again, with this product, really think about the product that we just saw with the backpack, just in briefcase form. Next slide. Okay, so finishing up with our Premier Slim backpack. So again, similar to the Premier backpack, but with this one, you aren't going to have the discrete valuables pocket on this one. It's going to be a little bit smaller footprint. It can carry a little bit less from a volume standpoint. You're going to have 2 compartments instead of 3 that you have on the main backpack. And there's no lockable zipper on this one. So if that lockable zipper feature is super important, maybe consider going with the Dell Premier backpack. But other than that, you are getting the all-day comfort wear, the water bottle, the same level of security with the bumpers and the foam, so that your laptop and tablets are going to be safe going from point A to point B. And same for that all-day comfort wear and water-resistant material. And that, I believe, is my last slide. And I'll check in here to see if there are any questions.
We have a couple of questions in the chat.
Fast free.
While she reads through those questions, team, I want to say, first, again, thank you again for joining this. Please ask questions about anything you've heard today or any questions in general. I'm going to post in the chat a link to our e-guide. I encourage everyone to, if you're interested, go ahead and bookmark that. This is always kept up to date with the latest products. So as we launch new products, the e-guide is up to date. There's a lot of self-serve materials in there where you can pull the data sheets, et cetera. Obviously, we can't cover our full portfolio in this short time. But if you have any follow-up questions about any of these products, please reach out to your account teams, and we can arrange for further information for sure.
And there was a question on PackSafe backpack. So that's not one that we do a direct comparison with. So I can't comment on the security specifically, just because with our comparison competitive wise, it's not one that we do apples to apples with. And as far as the lockable zippers not being on all models, they want to have some differentiation between the backpacks. So that's why they did it on just the briefcase and the main backpack instead of doing it on all 3.
Right on. Well, are there any other questions that we can address today in the chat? Hector's good. All right. All right. Well, so thank you for the time today. We hopefully you got a little bit of the story that we're trying to tell here. Looking forward with intent. We have some really great stuff that we hopefully will be announcing over the next couple of months, next couple of quarters, for our full accessory and monitors portfolio, for your accessories and docks and everything that plugs into them. So keep your ear out, keep your eyes open for what we have in the coming months ahead. And thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Frank, Ali, Rick, thank you so much for your time today. I mean, clearly everyone is really enjoying all of this. So thank you very much. This recording will go up on dtuck.com probably early next week. I know we've got holidays coming up and all of that good stuff, but early next week, this should be up, hopefully along with the slides. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to member services. But we really appreciate everyone's time here today. It looks like we're all getting 15 minutes back. Rick, Frank, Ali, do you have any other closing statements before we end this?
No, just thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, just thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. I do see a question about the survey. So once you hit end, there will be a link that pops up to the survey. So keep an eye out for that. And yes, thanks. That's a good reminder. Please, everybody, take the survey. It will help shape our content for 2025. But with that, have a good one. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you all soon.
Thanks, all.
Bye all. Cheers.
Bye.